Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me on this Monday. I know you probably have a million different things you could be doing right now, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So on today's On Patrol, we are back in the business of back to school. Last few days, obviously, we were doing with Chief Gerke, school resource deputy in Brevard County. But today I want to focus on something of a group of people who are just absolutely amazing, and they don't really get highlighted often because most of the time they don't want to. And they are just a great group of people who get the attention or are a critical piece of safety for our students, and those are our school crossing guards. It is a job, it is a paid job, it comes with benefits. So I'm here in Volusia County, and we're going to talk to an amazing school crossing guard. So I'm going to invite B into the truck. Ma'am, would you like to join me? Awesome. So you just hop into the passenger side. Watch your step. Come on in.
I'm going to lay my phone out here so it doesn't ring.
All right, you're good to go. Come on in. So welcome to Results 1.
All right, thank you.
So just to give you kind of a layout of the land in this truck, we are streaming live right now on clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and our app so people can watch and stuff like that.
Perfect.
We have a camera right here. We have a camera right there, forward facing, and then there's one. So it's just us kind of talking and chatting about you.
Perfect.
So I just kind of did an intro. So the past week I've been focusing on everything back to school. Obviously today is y'all's first day.
Correct.
But I'm sure you've been training and all the meetings and stuff before the first day back to school. So a little bit about you. You have an amazing vibe, the energy coming from you. I saw you and just huge smile. A little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Well, I started as a crossing guard when my daughter started kindergarten.
So what year was that?
88?
88. I was born in 87.
Okay.
So, yeah. So what? You're talking 35 years ago.
Yeah.
You started doing crossing guard work.
Right. I quit the phone company. I retired from the phone company and started as a crossing guard. And then I just retired as a supervisor of 26 years.
Wow.
As supervisor over the crossing guard.
Okay.
Stayed out a year and I couldn't stand it. I had to come back.
So you got bored and wanted to come back?
Or no, it's not bored because I have a lot
going on.
Yes,
I'm sure.
But I miss the kids.
Okay. So are you a Florida native? Are you?
I was 2 when we were transported.
All right. Where were you transported from?
Vermont.
Vermont. Beautiful. I have some friends that...
too cold.
Too cold.
No.
So I have 2 state troopers that were homicide detectives that retired, and they bought property in Vermont, and they said, "We're out of here," kind of thing.
No.
Not you?
No.
No. I gotta get the heat.
I'm true Floridian.
Yeah, I feel you. I was born and raised here. I cannot see myself in another state.
No, I love it.
So have you been here the whole time in Volusia County?
Orlando.
Okay.
And then several years in high school in Indialantic, Florida.
Okay, nice.
And then when my husband and I got married, we came to Volusia County.
So you said you worked for the phone company.
Uh-huh.
How long did you work for the phone company?
21 years.
21 years. Did you retire from the phone company?
I did.
Awesome. And then how long was the break between your retirement to saying, you know what?
It wasn't very long.
No, you're like, I need to get back into it.
I know. My daughter started kindergarten, and I'm like, what am I going to do?
Okay, so then
I applied for a crossing guard.
Here in Volusia?
Yes.
So you've done your crossing gig the whole time here?
Correct.
You kind of...
Perfect. I love it.
That speaks volumes, because if you're staying in the same place, you're interacting... So wait, now that you said I'm adding them time, you've seen some of your kids graduate.
Oh, yeah.
So now let's dive into why we're here. I preach safety, and I preach a lot of common sense safety. And what you guys do is a critical element in the whole structure of making sure our kids get to school safely. I don't think a lot of people grasp that you guys are intentionally putting yourself in the roadway And you do have authority that comes with that from the sheriff. A lot of people don't understand that too when it comes to, you're in the intersection, it's your intersection at that point. Right. You're considered a traffic control device.
Correct.
And if someone violated that, they can get in trouble. They could hurt a student. Talk to me a little bit about, one, how'd you find the opportunity to do this? What was your initial experience being a crossing guard?
As far as
getting out here and doing it. So when you applied, what was the process like?
Well,
and then your first little bit out on the streets doing it.
It's the best part-time job in the world.
Why is that?
You work 2 hours a day.
Sign me up.
There's benefits from the county.
Okay. And the sheriff pays for everything, right?
Yes. And your uniforms.
Nice.
And it's just a fabulous job.
Okay.
I mean, everybody loves it. Everybody that does it love it. You have to love it. You have to love the kids or you wouldn't do it.
Right.
But the one thing, it's funny, you were talking about children getting bigger and everything. I can tell you, watching an older child cross the street, whether they had a crossing guard in their life. Because, trust me.
Really?
They know the rules, they follow the rules, and it follows them. And you can be downtown and watch somebody and you'll say, they had a crossing guard growing up.
So you're able, based off of behavior, that's how I think I'm pretty good at judging people on looks and what they're about to do something. But that's a traffic element I never thought of. So you could visually see someone not doing your crossing stuff and go,
they had a crossing guard growing up.
How cool is that? So, all right. So out here in the crossing guard world, you guys, you've got to go through the elements. You've got to be in the weather with the students.
All kinds.
Rain or shine, hot or cold. You guys are always here. So talk to me a little bit about the shift itself, okay? So what time do you wake up? What time do you prepare to come out here? And then also in the afternoon
shift
too.
I wake up early, so I'm up at 4.
Okay.
But you have to be here 7 to 8.
Okay, for 1 hour.
1 hour. And then 2:15 to 3:15 is pretty much the general. There's a few exceptions, but pretty much.
So
then there's early release day every Wednesday.
So that changes the hours a little bit.
Yep, it's an hour earlier. So it's 1:15 to 2:15.
And do you have to, when you get out here, check in with someone, say, I'm here, or they just know you're going to be here kind of thing? Or you have an obligation?
We better be here.
You better be here.
Right.
So if you can't make your shift, what happens?
You call in. You have to call in an hour ahead.
Okay.
If you're sick or whatever, your car doesn't start, flat tire, whatever.
Things happen.
And we have substitutes.
That are on standby.
Yes.
Is there... So I noticed your supervisor out here, and it was a fun little relationship because you used to be her supervisor. So how'd that all work out? Talk to me about that.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
How are you no longer the supervisor?
I retired.
Okay.
And came back as a guard.
Okay.
So instead of working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, I'm a crossing guard and only work 2 hours a day.
So the supervisor is a full-time.
Day, correct.
And what kind of responsibilities does the supervisor have?
You hire, you fire, your payroll, your discipline, your training, your go around, make sure the signs are right. Guards can call you if a tree's down. If a car's parked where it's not supposed to be, there's a million things.
One-stop shop is the supervisor.
Right.
How many supervisors are there?
There's 5 in Volusia County, 1 for each district.
Okay. And so I know obviously some municipalities, there are cities like the city of DeLand, you got Port Orange, things like that. Do they furnish their own crossing guards, or do the sheriff's office covers the entire county?
There's 110 crossing guards.
That's a really big division. Because I grew up in Osceola, and as you drive around, the municipalities down there have their own crossing guards. So it's not just the sheriff's office has the whole county.
Okay.
So this is a big unit here.
Well, every county is different.
Right. But it's just unique that you guys do that as a whole. I would think there's more consistency, more overwatch of the county, more pride in the responsibility of these are our kids kind of thing. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
So training wise, talk to me. Someone gets hired and they get the notice that they're going to get hired. what can they expect the initial process to be?
Okay, well, there's paperwork always, and reading, and there's a video they have to watch and take a test. But the real training comes when you start.
Okay.
And
nothing beats being in traffic.
No,
right.
But you go to every crossing guard and you train with them. We never throw you out in the road and say, here you go.
Good luck with that.
So you go with a crossing, say this corner, you come here, you're not comfortable with it. All you need to do is tell me, I'm not comfortable. Can I come back another day?
Gotcha.
No way am I going to throw you out in traffic. Because it's
you've got to protect the kids and you have to know what you're doing kind of thing.
And you've got to be comfortable.
So now I like saying this is your home. This spot.
It will be. I just took this over this year.
Okay.
So this is my permanent spot.
Permanent spot. And how long will you serve at this spot? As long as you want?
Till I die.
Okay. Hey.
Hopefully.
Right. And do you get to, if I I was east of I-95 and I'm in Volusia, they're going to try to find a spot where it's closer to me?
Yes, I could transfer. If we moved over to the beach, you could transfer.
Okay.
When there becomes a vacancy.
So they do try
in
to...
Volusia County.
Yes. Of course. They're not going to try to place you somewhere far or anything. They're going to do their best to kind of... Do you live close to this intersection?
5 minutes.
Can't beat that.
No.
I like that. So you just drive up with your car?
Correct.
You hop out with your sign?
Yep.
Start saying hi to your kids.
Have all my stuff.
Right? So you bring your water, bug spray every now and then.
Yep.
Rain gear. Does the sheriff's office furnish that stuff for you?
Raincoat.
All your equipment. You don't have to worry about anything.
Pretty much. Except for your socks and shoes.
So do you have a relationship with the school? Do you know some of the staff here? Do you get to interact with them? What would you say? Of
course I do, because for years I've dealt with them. But let's say I'm brand new and this is my first day, I would get to know. I've already met the guardian this morning.
Okay, nice.
And then there's a teacher that comes out and helps cross where the cars go into the driveway. So I've met him. So, through your time here, you start meeting personnel, the teachers. Parents all wave, they're glad you're here.
This is good. I like
it's a great job.
I like hearing someone be excited about something that I think some people think it's just a part-time. But there's more to it.
It's a calling.
It's a calling.
It's a calling.
You're interacting with kids. You're of all ages, whether it's elementary, middle, or high school.
Oh, yeah. Some of the high school kids walk their little brothers and sisters, so you meet them.
Right.
And you meet the parents. And
now, do you get to, over time, how many kids have you think you've seen come back and be like...
Well, I've run into, like in the grocery store or Lowe's or something, and
you remember their names?
All of a sudden, I don't. I'm bad at names, but it's funny because you'll hear Miss B, and they'll run over and they'll say, "Remember when we did this?" or "Remember the day that you brought popsicles because it was 100 degrees or
that's
something."
So cute.
Yeah, but they don't forget.
They don't. I still remember my bus driver through high school because she was amazing. I lived too far to walk, so I never got to experience the crossing guard stuff. Let's have some fun. What was the most unique thing you think you've seen, or the craziest thing you've seen as a school crossing guard?
So much.
Well, because I think about it as a cop, I get to see, when I was patrolling actively, some interesting, unique things that may not be a bad thing, but it's like, what is that kind of thing? Have you?
I guess you just, no matter where you are, you start to learn the neighbors.
Okay.
And that's one thing about the crossing guards. You know if there's a strange car. You know if little Johnny isn't supposed to be going home with that person. I've twice now in my career, I have stopped or called in and prevented somebody from picking a child up.
That's a big deal, B.
It's a big deal, yeah. But we see, that's why we're there. We're our eyes and ears for the county.
It's not just about
the deputy can't be here all the time, but we're here all the time. We know little Johnny goes home with his mom, or the grandmother picks Susie up, or whatever. And after you get to know all of them, you know when somebody's in the neighborhood that doesn't belong. thinking back on that, and I'm talking years ago, this guy in the afternoon was always circling this school, and I called the tag in, and they went and talked to him and everything. Come to find out, that's exactly what he was doing.
Casing the area.
Yes, and trying to pick up, he had a record.
So this may not be your exact community, but as a crossing
guard,
it
will be.
It is, right?
It will be.
These are your kids.
Exactly.
These are your parents.
Yep.
Your school.
Yep.
It's an extra set of eyes. Like, it's not just about crossing kids.
No, they become your children.
Oh, you get me all choked up
I
and
know,
emotional
it's
thinking about it. It really
wonderful.
is beautiful, because it's like, I don't think the average person understands what one individual can do.
No, and a lot of people think, oh, she's just stopping me every morning when I'm trying to go to work.
Right,
you know, and we have those that flip us off and scream at us out the window, and I got to get to work, you know. But
how do you deal with those?
You smile and say, have a nice day.
That's it.
I mean, come on, what can you do?
If you let that stress you out, you wouldn't be doing stuff like this.
Exactly.
Awesome. So this is what I'd like to do. Let's hop out.
Okay.
And obviously school is over, so we're not going to stop any traffic. But come out. We'll check out your intersection here.
Let's do it.
We'll see what's going on. Let me turn my camera on. So you can see B is such a sweetheart. She just stepped out, and she does this because that's what's in her heart. I think it's the cutest, most honorable thing someone can do, is do it because that's what they want to do. So let's hop out. Waiting for the camera to sync up here. Stand by. Camera's not working for me here. Stand by. Just getting my camera going, and it looks like the battery doesn't want to turn on. So give me 1 second, guys, while I replace the battery. The benefits of having multiple batteries.
I scrapbook, so I have to have
all sorts of different photos, right?
Could you watch it? Or?
It's still going. So, switching out the batteries here, because we're going to just go say hi to B out at the location here of where she calls home now, her intersection here in Volusia County. And it's just, she's so positive, and I love her to death. The nicest lady you've ever met. And these are the kind of people that are taking care of our kids, that are watching out for them every single day, making sure that they are good to go. So I think camera is ready to rock and roll. Now we're good, B. So we're back here live. We're outside of Results 1 because we want to see where B lives, where she works, where she calls home. So we've got our supervisor here too, that she used to supervise. Nice little interesting story there. But so obviously suit and tie, I'm out here, and it's already hot. B's rocking a vest, now you can wear shorts, t-shirt, no obviously crazy clothes or anything, but you got to look professional while you're out here.
Correct.
But I'm sure the sheriff wants you to be comfortable too.
Right. We all have assigned shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this would be the shirt, the standard uniform.
Right.
Is the kind of tan
color.
I kind of like that. It's not too hot, stuff like that. So when you're out here, where do you normally stand?
Okay, in the morning we would stand over here.
Okay.
Because most of the children are going to be coming from...
I noticed there's a do not enter sign on that during the hours of the school, but I'm sure...
A lot of people don't always
pay attention to that.
Uh-oh. So, but...
Okay, so you would be here, and this is your hangout spot.
So they come from here... Mainly both this direction.
All right, because the school... Right. What elementary school is this?
It's Woodward Elementary.
Woodward Elementary. So...
And they're in the process of rebuilding and adding some new buildings. This school's been, I don't know the exact year, but it's been here for a long time.
Long time. So how many crossing guards are assigned to the school?
Well, me.
You're here.
And there's one at the next corner. I believe that's it.
So 2.
Just the 2.
Just for the good choke points right by
for Woodward, yeah.
So, and they also get buses that come here also?
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then you're here from 7 to 8. And then 8 o'clock?
Well, the bell rings, so
that's kind of your indicator.
Really about 10 minutes to 8, you don't really get a lot of students.
Because at that point, they're running late.
They have breakfast.
Okay.
So they come a little early and eat breakfast, and yeah, most of them are already gone.
Awesome. So what's your day like then? So 8 o'clock, the day's yours.
Right. Well, I work in the yard all the time. I love the yard.
Even in the heat?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
My
heat doesn't bother me.
My anchors think I'm crazy because I'm always doing yard work.
Always.
And I'm like, it's my therapy. Why not? Why not?
It is. I love it.
So then the day's yours. You come back for an hour.
And
then
that's
I
pick my grandboys up.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 grandsons.
Ah,
so
sweet. Congratulations.
yeah, I pick them up. So it's perfect.
So anybody out there who is looking for a part-time job,
this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
B, can I have a hug, please?
Oh.
You are the sweetest.
And my daughter's in love with you. I told you already.
Well, she reached out to me this morning on Instagram, and I was like, okay, I have not been able to reach out to your mom directly. Please let her know if 8:15 is good. She's like, my mom is so flexible. She'll be waiting for you. So I thank you so much for this.
I appreciate it.
We're going to piece this together, let everyone know what the amazing crossing guards with the Volusia Sheriff's Office is doing. I'm a huge fan of Volusia County.
District. Volusia County is the best place to be a crossing guard.
I've met deputies that say that. I've met dispatchers that say that. Crossing guards.
It is.
I almost feel like I need to move my my FHP certification over to Volusia County
because you guys, we'd love you.
You guys are so intense and loving it so much. So B, I'm going to take everyone back to the truck. Just hang out 2 minutes for me. I'll hop on out. We'll wrap this up.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you guys. So what you're seeing here is what there's a lot of things that go on in Volusia County. But one of the biggest things I can say is consistency, because everyone we talk to loves working here at the sheriff's office, whether it's at a law enforcement capacity, whether it's at a civilian dispatcher capacity, or out here hanging out with students, making sure that they're getting home safely. Let's hop back in the truck. No. Was that audio playing the whole time? I hope not. So guys, thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. Another great live. I'm gonna go hang out with B for a little bit. Head over to clickorlando.com. Remember, you too can be a crossing guard. It's just an amazing experience. They do such great things. And you even heard her say there are second eyes for our kids out here. So, until later, have a great day and always wear your seatbelt.